Now let's understand some string methods which we can use upon strings in order to modify certain behavior of the strings. For example, if it is in small case, we may want to capitalize all the letters. So let me show you. Let's say you have a string text, and that is Python Python again. And you want to make all the characters of this string in uppercase. This is currently in small case, but you want to make it in uppercase. In that case, you can use upper method of string. So this will give you string in uppercase Python. All right. Let's say you have another string in capital Python. Okay. So if you print this string, that is text, this is in uppercase, and you want to make everything in small case. In that case, you can simply use lower method, and this will give you everything in lowercase. Similarly, let's say you want to make only the first character capital and rest all in small cap. In that case, we can use a method called title. So we are simply creating title of this particular string. So this gives you first character as capital and the rest all as small caps. Okay. So these methods simply change the case of the string. Okay. And you need to remember one thing, note one thing here. Whatever string is represented, you can see the strings are being modified, right? If you check the ID of the string that is created after modification, the ID, that is the memory address, will be changed. For example, let's say here I created this string, right? And if I print the ID of text, so this is your memory address of this variable text, this object. Now, after this, I capitalized this particular string. Let's say this we store in variable t1. And if we print the ID, that is memory address of t1, it should be changed. And this is changed. Why is that so? This is because strings are immutable. Whenever you make any changes within the string, you try to make through methods, the memory address changes because strings are immutable. They simply return a new string. Now, some more methods of string, that is helpful for cleaning. So let's say you have a string that is text, and this contains certain spaces. For example, let's say this way. And after this, you are interested in removing all the left spaces, all the spaces occurring on the left side of this string. Okay. So in that case, you can use the method called lstrip. So this removes all the spaces on the left side of the string. Similarly, you can also use rstrip to remove all the spaces on the right side of the string. So you can see this was the original. This is the newly returned string. Okay. So in place, this text was not modified using lstrip. So original is this one. And if you use rstrip on this, the right side of the spaces are removed and left side are still left. If you want to remove all the spaces, you can simply use strip method of the string. So this removes all the leading and preceding spaces of the string. Okay, so these are used when you want to remove unwanted spaces. Now there are two more methods, that is split and join. Let's say you have a string. Okay, let's say first we see the split method of a string. Let's say you have a sentence, something saying Python is fun. Now you can split this string using the split method. You want to split Python separate, is separate, and fun separate. So in that case, you can use split method. If you don't pass anything within this split method, by default, it considers space as the separator. So it will separate by spaces. So Python is fun, and returned is a list of all the strings. Okay. Similarly, you can also join the strings together. So let's say you have a list, and within list you have these three words, and you want to join it together saying Python is fun. So in that case, you can use dot join method. So within this we pass space because we want space as a separator between each of the word. Now after this we simply pass join, and within join we give the list of words that we want to join. So you can see Python is fun. So split simply breaks a string into parts, multiple parts, okay? And join helps you combine parts into a string. Now, let's say you have a string and you want to search something. So let's say the string is this sentence itself. Sentence is equal to Python is fun, and you want to find pi, if there is any occurrence of pi or not. So you can simply say sentence dot find, within bracket you give pi. So you can see it returned -1, means this pi is not available within this string, because if you are referring to this here, p is capital. If we give p capital here, right, you can see 0, means py was found within this string. For example, just to verify, you can write here Python. Okay, now Python is available here. Now this should also return 0. You can see this 0 means Python was found within this sentence, within this string, and -1 means it was not found. Okay, similarly, if you want to check if the string starts with certain characters or not, okay, so you can do this using a method starts with. So within this you can provide py. Let's say we want to check if the string starts with py or not, capital P and small y, and you can see this is true. If you pass small p here, it will return false because this string starts with capital P and then small y. All right. Similarly, you can also check if this string is fully alphabetical or not. So let's say this sentence we check is alpha. You can use is alpha method to check that, and you will receive this as false because this string has spaces within it. If we remove these spaces, now in this case you will get true here because everything is alphabets here from English alphabets. Let's say if your string has 1 2 3 and alpha, okay, now this string is not pure alphabet. So if you check is alpha, in this case you will get false because it also contains numerical values, not all alphabets. So these methods helps us search, find and validate strings. Okay, so these can be helpful during data validation process.